Okay, today on Junkyard Metal Pushers, we're going to talk about working in miniature. I've got a difficult panel that I'm going to try to attack here in the next day or so. I've made a couple of videos today, so today I'm wanting to attack this panel here. Underneath at the bottom of the car, right along there to the front fender, is a radius. It curves underneath. I don't know if I can show you what I'm talking about, but maybe you can see that radius right there, right? Okay, that gas can under there is for burning the whole goddamn project if I make a shit mess. But anyway, so I've got that radius down there. Then I've got this bevel to the panel about 2 degrees along there, and I've got to make this panel come from the front fender at the high spot there all the way down to the door jamb, and into the door jamb I got a dolly, hammer and dolly a lip into the door jamb, so that door there has to move back. Everything's just hanging there just for visualization, kind of keeps me motivated. So anyway, so there's going to be another little panel that goes there and comes up underneath the door. That's separate. That'll be a whole different project. But this panel is worrying me, and I'm going to work in miniature. So what I'm going to show you is nothing new, but you can work in a paper template. Start with paper. Start with something inexpensive. I like tinfoil. I really do. I chew it all the time. Hanging out with me is like chewing tinfoil. So anyway, I will take a piece of tinfoil and I'll gather it up, and that's like shrinking it, you know. And so you've got a good material you can work with. If you screw it up, it's cheap. You can throw it away, or you can iron it back out with a beer bottle or whatever, and you can, or a rolling pin, and you can start again. So do that, or use paper and masking tape and make yourself a good template. But I want to say something about the English wheel. Very important. The English wheel will only stretch, and it's not called an English wheel, it's just called a wheel. It will only stretch, will not shrink. But the parts you're not working are relative to the part you have worked, shrunk. So one more time, I'll say it one more time for you in case you didn't hear it. The part you're not working is effectively shrunk. That's all the shrinking that an English wheel or a wheel will do for you. And shrinkers are very important. They do a tremendous amount of work. Stretchers, on the other hand, are brutal. They do not take into account the elasticity of the metal. Metal likes to move slow, like water, flow around and this kind of stuff, and getting all spacey. But the stretcher is very brutal. It will tear your aluminum. It will tear metal apart. So you want to be very gentle, very, very gentle. And the more work hardened from hammering and wheeling and working your material, the more work hardened it is, the faster it'll crack. The stretcher is a brutal tool and should be used sparingly and lightly and slowly. All this stuff is a slow thing. You don't do this kind of thing if you're in a hurry. In a hurry, go to the bank. Right? Okay, so anyway, that's the tips and tricks for today. Oh, one more thing I got to say. Keep your shop absolutely tidy. Don't have dirt and dust and a mess lying around because you're in such a goddamn hurry. And like, what was I thinking? Like, holy shit, get a broom. If I want broom, I'll go out in the neighbor's field. Anyhow, that's the tips and thoughts of the day. So rather than talk anymore, goodbye.